Oops, sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
Hey, you can't sit here.
Yeah.
I have been bullied when I was younger, and it was a very bad experience.
These kids, they just wanted to pick on somebody, and they just came up to me and started kicking me and called me names.
You know, he would call me buck teeth, and I would go home and I would cry.
I've been bullied from the color of my skin all the way up to the fact that I'm towering over other people.
All different types of bullying, like someone calling you a name, that can be bullying. So yeah, I have been bullied before.
I had the nickname of Skeletor and Bones.
She kind of went out of her way to kind of just belittle me, make me feel not so good about myself.
Yes, I've been bullied in elementary. It was a bad experience.
Someone who was my friend was being mean to me, so I got teachers and my parents' help, and it stopped.
Well, there's that whole mean girls thing that you hear about, and that's a lot of the leaving people out.
Yeah, they exclude you from like a lunch table, or like if you're going out and your friends go, they'll tell you can't come.
Bullying, the way it looks, has changed from whenever I was a kid to the kids nowadays. I see more of that technology, that whole Facebook, texting, and you see it coming out in a lot of different kind of arenas.
I would be friends with this girl, and then they would all collapse and turn on me. And then here I am several months later, several weeks later, going back to them.
As a counselor, I see it go to real extremes, especially with the leaving people out thing. And that happens a lot. And we see it in our school a lot here because of it being such a small school, and the isolating people and shunning people. And that affects them. I mean, if your couple of friends shuns you and there's not much of a pool of the rest of friends to be with. Belonging is an important part of development. And that not having that sense of belonging can really make people go into depression, want to hurt themselves, bad things.
Some people bully because they don't feel good about themselves. So they try to turn it on someone else and put all the attention on them. And, you know, make them feel bad about themselves because what they're feeling is not good.
I just think that there are a lot of bullies because they see other people doing it.
But I've seen with girls, I know self-esteem is huge for especially girls, you know, coming of age, and that's kind of what it is. Girls are trying to find themselves.
They had a boyfriend or something, and the girl that they bullied went with the boyfriend that broke up with her, and then now she wants to get everybody to beat her up because she's mad.
I think a person can be a bully if they are taught how to be a bully, if they are seeing somebody else being bullied, and if they don't have self-respect for themselves.
If you're getting talked to like you're nothing or mistreated by your parents or siblings, then you're going to bring it to school, and then you're going to take your anger out on somebody else and bully them just to feel better about yourself.
It's hard to get into the head of a bully because they do it for a lot of different reasons, but you know, once you get down to the root of it, that's how you can, you know, help make change with a bully.
When I was bullied, I felt so down on myself, depressed and sad. I felt like I was nothing in this world and I shouldn't be here.
It makes me feel angry, something should, just something's wrong.
Sometimes hard to get students to talk about that, but there are signs, and you might not know exactly what's going on, but you might have an idea that they're fearful of coming to school.
No kid should have to walk down the hall and feel like they're not good enough for the other people around them.
Girl-on-girl bullying has become a very important issue now because there's so many cases where a girl has been bullied online and, you know, committing suicide.
If it's reported, we do an investigation as a bully team. Students report it as well as adults report it, and then we handle it with administration, backup and support as well as the anti-bullying team that we have here in the middle school.
I think students have more influence on people being bullied than teachers do. In the actual situation, you know, if that bully's not getting attention for what they're doing and other people are sticking up, the bystanders are so important. You know, other students sticking up to that bully and saying, leave that kid alone, or it's not funny, or just not participating in the bullying makes a way bigger difference than a teacher, you know, punishing that kid or writing them up.
We do have two groups here at the elementary level. One is Bear Paws Against Bullying and one is Student Leadership Team. These kids that are in these groups have actually been elected to these positions by their peers because of their leadership and the friendship skills that they have.
We like make friends. We ask people things. We go up to them and say if they need help, do you want to play?
Girls on the Run, we talk about not bullying and making ourselves feel better.
She'll say go when she starts going. The end of the line will sprint to the front. You got to run in a tight group.
I am involved in something actually called Girls on the Run, which is a self-esteem, self-awareness, physical activity kind of group for girls, and it actually promotes physical fitness, body awareness, self-esteem, how to be a good friend. Just that it does help with these girls. We find girls in grades 3, you know, seeing girls in grade 7 and being able to say, hi, how are you doing, you know, when they're walking or they see them outside, or we see those kinds of friendships build, and we've seen girls blossom under this program.
Girls on the Run is so much fun!
Sometimes the bullies don't know how much they are hurting those victims.
And I tell kids every day, you know, I can name you my 12th grade bully. You know, I can name you, I can tell you about her, and I'll always remember the way she made me feel. Now, what do you want to leave people with?
It can ruin your reputation, and it'll make you look like you're trying to make somebody feel bad about yourself.
I think if you're being bullied, you should go to someone you know you're comfortable with expressing your feelings with and telling them how you feel or telling them what's going on. That's the best thing to do for all this is somebody you trust.
Stand up for yourself in a way that you don't compromise yourself, that you don't go against everything that you stand for. And I tell kids it's the difference between being aggressive and being assertive.
You should stick up in the right way. Don't go, like I said, don't go and tell the wrong people. And tell anybody you can that it's helpful and that can deal with it in the right way.
We have to be so secure in ourselves that we can say, hey, come on, new person, come sit with me, even though nobody else wants you. You know, it has to be those little steps by the good people that care.
Hey, wanna come sit with me?